travelers joined and asked for a tour. This cube gave a tour of this world as best as he could, with no script, no story in mind, and no particular goal other than to, well, in the year of 2020, have a good time. And that he did. That he did. These travelers heard a story that was abstract, broken, and strange. But it was told with passion and love, and with the intention to have them never forget it. And they didn't, because they returned again and again, bringing friends with them. This continued until VRTravelers was born. On this journey, my fellow tour guides Rendizo and Trajan joined me, and we became what we are today. We continue to tell this story from the beginning, but I must warn you, travelers, we have changed quite a bit. This story was from a time when there was no scripts. This story is completely improv. There is no words I'm reading from. There are no words that I follow. This story is simply told from passion. I read the room, I read the setting, and my goal is simply to be a bright spot for you, in hopes that you shine bright back at me. A mutual exchange of positivity. How wholesomely cringe that is, correct? That's the terms mortal use, right? I concur. Yes, that's my goal, to be as wholesomely cringe as possible. Dear travelers, let me excuse before the story begins. This is going to be rough. There is no script. I am speaking from improv. But that is what made us. That is what generated most of our patrons in the beginning. This story is told with passion, and it is told for you. In just a moment, I will open a portal to the broken and distorted world of the painter. Time crash 0. When I open this portal, it will be Invite Plus. The only way back in is if someone there sends an invite request to someone on the outside. So, if you crash, you'll need to have a friend in the world. At this time, travelers, please make sure you have a friend. Add it in VRC, and if you don't, by all means, add one of us tour guides as your friend. Yours truly, Rendizo to my right, or Trajan to my left. We will help you get back into the world. Now then, if you wish to speak to the voice actor that plays Sheen, I invite you to join me after the tour. There are some things that need to be discussed. This tour should not run too long. You have my word, travelers. For those of you standing in front of me, kindly step aside. I will open the world to the painter.
Yes, I believe.
Bruh.
Honestly, should have had a reaction contact for getting pooped. I'll do it later, though.
You can if you want.
My friends,
I mean,
the portal is stable. Please enter.
Go.
from last time. Sweet.
We arrive. Ladies and gentlemen, we arrive.
Indeed.
Gustav Arrive. Also, quickly AFK.
Hello again, Chloe. It's been a while.
Hi. Hello.
Dude, I'm gonna hang out with Panda.
Travelers, do not click any of the walls and kindly remain here until we all have gathered. I beg your patience for just 1 or 2 minutes.
Says to stay close to a friend. You're my friend. You're our travel buddy. Please don't leave me.
Panda's the main person here who I've talked to.
Are y'all having waffle fries later?
This is the travel gang.
So, like, God, I know anyone who's played Honkai Star Rail is gonna kill me for what I did to Celi's weapon. Yep, I are ya. So, okay, I'm gonna point this away from the group here, so... Yeah, you already know how Celi's weapon is a bolt action, well...
A seal of yellow?
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
I know it's not. And it's like the funny story. It was supposed to be a bolt action too, but then I decided to be. You know what? Let's do something funny with this.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, the mirror. This entirely happened because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna add more stuff to my avatar before Friday night event, and then I decided to be funny. Feel free to slap me for that.
Where's Christ?
Totally worth it though.
Where?
The frick is that thing?
I didn't.
Whose
I
does
didn't
that belong
see
to?
them on the.
I think that's Debbie's.
Oh, okay.
checkpost.
Her.
I was just like
Checking to see if
floating
they
in
were
that
also
general
gonna come
direction. There
along,
was like
but
3 people
it's
it could
a
belong to.
friendship.
fine. Let's see.
Also,
I do
need to fix
like it
the-
though.
So.
Thank you. I actually need to fix the hold position of it,
Also,
but I'm
hello.
honestly too lazy to do it, so maybe I'll just leave that be.
What up,
Yeah.
Chick? Hello, Coffee.
You know, I
What's up?
asked them all about whether or not they know you, and they give me
How's
Yes.
it going?
No.
You don't exist.
Gotta kill them.
No.
Also, I fixed
Think
up
it's
the
just a
particles
figment of all
on
our
the crystals,
imaginations.
so I'm happy. They look a lot nicer now.
You don't exist.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is. I am and I'm not. I am ethereal.
Indeed. We are all
Right.
simply a
A
projection of
fleeting
our
memory
ethereal and
that might
dead.
leave you a memento of my presence.
Ah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like,
Thank
would these
you.
pistols leave a memento?
Cut out your dad joke.
But yeah,
Travelers,
Panda, I actually
your
just
attention,
updated my.
please.
Have it.
Welcome to the narrative domain. Some would call it the realm of imaginary numbers, the place of mortal headspace extension. Is it below us? Is it above us? I'm not quite sure myself, as projections can't see very clear through the light.
The question is it among us?
Oh,
Shut up. Oh,
Cease.
shut it.
Ow!
Please, please.
My friends, a few notes before the story begins. This world is the first world that the VRTravelers team used. It is incomplete, it is broken, and it has many holes. If you ask me, it is quite fitting for the theme of the story. Yes, I wouldn't have it any other way. But unfortunately, there are certain things you have to keep in mind while we walk through this story. Number 1. Travelers, look to my left. Next to Trajan, the handsome tour guide there is a button on the wall next to Trajan that says, if you respawned or fell out of the map, please press this button. This button resets the music. You must press this button every time you return to this room. There are no exceptions. Everyone, please kindly walk over there and press that button and return to where you were standing.
Push the button.
That means everyone's a button pusher.
Does pressing the button multiple times affect anything?
What is happening?
Pressing the button multiple times does not affect anything. Now,
Good, 'cause I
travelers,
pressed it like a
after
dozen
pressing
times.
it, if you look behind you, you will see that doors have appeared.
Yes.
These are shortcuts to various points in the tour. These will be useful when to catching up with the group if you become lost or you have to leave for any reason. But once again, travelers, the most important point is that that button resets the music, and if you don't press it when you return here, you will have 2 songs playing at once, which will be very distracting during the story. My next point is a bridge from that. Music is an important part of the tour. At this time, kindly make sure your world music is turned on. Travelers, this is a story-based tour. And as with any tour in the real world, we kindly ask that you remain silent during narration. However, it is encouraged that you talk and joke and dance and sing with your fellow travelers as we walk from place to place. In fact, working together is imperative to the story's success. Now then, enough talk. Travelers, to begin the story, please click the large red X behind me.
Feels weird not to have the L-Man here.
I can see why you went with the painter as the name. Okay,
Oh, you do not.
who am I?
There we go.
Welcome to the room of the painter. Please have a look around. Search the room. Find anything interesting that you can. I'll be waiting for you by the front door.
Ooh. Right. Yes, sorry, I have been eating.
Paint something.
I've been eating spicy noodles.
Really?
Man, spicy noodles.
How
Please.
spicy?
Waffles. Glad you can make it.
Oh god.
It's like a canyon.
pretty
There's
spicy.
maybe-
It's spicy
Yeah,
enough that I decided to put.
really likes to paint.
It was spicy enough that I decided to put creme fraiche into it.
I see.
Yes. It's not like massively spicy. It's just like the soup. The super bit is like pretty spicy.
I had some tacos
And there was
earlier
a lot of it.
and with one whole jalapeno, which
I was there for your stream.
was a bit too much for me, but
This person.
Yes. Wait, Sinatra?
What's your opinion on beans on toast?
I abstain.
How have you been, though?
I mean,
What about? Okay.
so
As
like,
long as you put a
You're like a
little bit
sandwich.
of something other than just beans on.
so like,
No, it's the beans.
you know, there's nothing wrong.
Beans,
There's nothing wrong
dragon.
with bread, or there's certainly nothing wrong with toast.
Please head upstairs. Gina's waiting.
Okay, alright.
There's nothing wrong with
Maybe
bread.
you
There's
can
certainly
order
nothing
14
wrong with
eggs.
toast, and there's nothing wrong with the beans. But just like, you know,
Sour cream and ketchup's good
beans
together.
and toast by itself is like,
Maybe he killed, like, he hunted some creature
It's
and
a
now he's
steak
displaying his head.
It's baked beans.
I don't think that's like a head, because like yeah, as you notice, it's on a like a rag, so it's some
Mistaking your or command for an and command. It should be beans or
some
toast.
cold
Some
That's why.
No, it's beans and toast. Look, this is why the British have their reputation for cooking, so you know.
Your attention, please. Look around you. The pixel, the colors. This place was made with great effort, with love. I hope that you are immersed, at least a little bit. Travelers, let's go outside. Gather around the well. I'll be waiting for you there.
this right here, the fireplace, is like, this is like the best Pixar I've seen. It's like literally just.
The best of the fireplaces down.
The Pallet Town.
This actually looks like it's a world inside.
Oh, by the way, travelers, don't jump in the well. You'll be dead forever. In this world, the real world.
You'll be dead forever.
Be are gone.
anything cool down there?
Oh shoot! Hello.
You have 3 wishes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, they're really dead forever.
Yep, completely dead. It was nice knowing you, Coffee.
No caffeine for anybody now. Caffeine is dead.
Yep.
For those of you that jumped in the well,
No more caffeine.
I'm sorry. Everyone else, please take a moment of silence to mourn their loss, because they are gone forever.
I ain't more than shit.
Waffles just went into. We just lost the waffles, and we also lost a.
Welcome to the well.
Here, let me just make sure it's well done.
Mondays and Thursdays are free days.
This doesn't look like any sort of waffles. Keep going. You're almost there, Waffles. It's like that scene in The Dark Knight.
Oh,
Keep going.
Take my hand.
Wishing
my hand,
well or
Waffle.
living
Take my
hell?
hand. I'm not letting you go. I'm not letting you go.
Would you
Waffle.
like-
No, my grip is slipping. No.
I got him.
Oh.
It's that one scene from the
If you have
last
Play Space Mover, you can probably turn on like gravity and just fling yourself off.
I just let go.
Or you could just do the...
Jokes aside, travelers, gather around. The story will continue.
Those of you in the well. Go.
One morning, the painter wakes up. He gets out of bed and he checks the paintings in his room. Some are landscapes, some are still lifes. He only has 1 or 2 abstracts. He looks at them for a while, and he gets dressed. He goes upstairs and outside with a cup of tea. Soon he's greeted by the village elder. The elder reminds the painter that there's a wedding tomorrow. Yes, a wedding of the painter's 2 best friends. The painter realizes that he's been commissioned to paint a portrait of this wedding, of the bride and groom at the altar. He realizes that he lacks the pigments necessary to complete this portrait. When the painter thinks of this, he feels a twinge of pain in the back of his mind. But he brushes it off. The painter knows that the pigments he needs are likely at the good doctor's house, as the good doctor is a traveler who often goes to far-off lands to gather materials. He put in an order a while back. Thus, the painter must travel up the mountain path to the good doctor's house. And thus, travelers, our story continues. My friends, you will notice that there are many doors in this world. And good news, every door you see can be opened. But please refrain from exploring now. You will have a chance later, I promise. For now, my friends, we follow the painter up the mountain path to the good doctor's house. This way.
Man, I can't believe I let Waffles die like that.
Man. Unbelievable. How could you?
I know, look, man, my
Bro, I
grip
wanted some
slipped,
waffles.
okay?
What are you talking about? It's yours.
What is blood waffling about?
Holy crap. Gotcha.
Wait here, travelers.
Where?
Oh, Rip Doll.
Rip indeed.
They have left the instance.
The painter makes his way up the mountain path, and he sees a treacherous set of cliffs ahead. Travelers, take care not to fall from the cliffs. Jump carefully. And please look out for your friends as we cross. I'll be waiting for you at the end. Good luck.
Alright, you heard the man.
Alrighty
Let's not
then.
repeat
My
Waffles'
butt is
death.
flying to the bottom of
Hey.
whatever ravine we're about to go into.
Somebody quote that.
Your gym is too powerful.
He's hacking.
He's too powerful.
I mean, I can't complain. I cheated last time.
Yeah, they made that
This time I will not cheat.
I'm alive!
Oh no, you better hurry fast. I'm gonna cut in and be a villain. Oh.
How dare! How dare!
Well, I mean, look, someone else did it before me, so I didn't even get that chance. Touche.
Well done, well done.
Touche.
This way, my friends.
You spam your movement thing with
It's
you
an
in the air.
SDK2 world, so
We'll have a
they
good
have one of
climb.
these mechanics where you can just flick your
Excuse me, but your dancing is quite amazing. Thank you for gracing me with it. Travelers, welcome to the good doctor's house. The painter arrives, and he's greeted by the good doctor's wife. He can smell food cooking. This is always a nice place. The air is so clean, the view is always beautiful, and the sky is always bright. My friends, please go inside the good doctor's house and find a seat. This way.
Find a seat, don't mind if I don't. I guessed all over this place.
There's only 4 seats.
There's only 4 chairs.
Yeah, we can
You just had to find one, not sit in it.
Actually edible. Look
seats
And
found.
I mean, I think we
clicked through
succeeded.
the table, no!
I claim this one. I claim
Oh.
this one. None of you can
I
claim
need a
it.
smaller avatar, hold on. Make me
Yeah,
tiny.
hold on. I have an avatar that can sit on these. Hold on. Let me,
Am I small? I am small. Let me in.
There we go. This should be tall enough.
Get your fat tiny out of the way. I can't get under the table.
Mine.
I'm just pressing. Fine.
There is an invisible wall under there.
There's an invisible wall on the chairs. You
I
can't
didn't.
sit on them straight. Or at least this one you can't.
Travelers,
Chairs all
we're waiting for a few friends to join us. They're making their way back here.
I saw Doll up there. There's Alizu.
Fire.
Hey.
Wonder how well I actually fit into this chair. Probably not very well.
Travelers, the story continues. The painter sits down with the good doctor and his wife, and there's a little girl. It's the good doctor's daughter. Together they have a seat at the table, and the daughter brings food over from the kitchen. The good doctor himself is in the kitchen as well. He's doing a few things with the oven. While the painter waits, he looks around the room. What an interesting man. This place has some strange artifacts. Things brought from all over. He wonders where the good doctor found them. But he realizes that the good doctor is his best source for the foreign pigments that he needs for his paintings. The strange flowers, sometimes, that are needed. The strange chemicals or other ingredients. Finally, they all sit down and they eat. They talk about the wedding. They talk about life. And the good doctor asked a lot of questions of the painter. He asked him how he's been feeling living in the village. The painter, he answers honestly. But he always feels a bit strange with these questions, and they always seem to come from the good doctor. That's all right, though. They finish their food, and the painter grabs the camera equipment needed, or the pigments he needs for the wedding tomorrow, and he thanks the good doctor. He stands from his seat, but as he faces the front door, he feels something at the back of his mind, something calling to him. The painter turns and looks over his shoulder at the back door of the house. It's a strange, far-off feeling. It's so far away, yet familiar. The painter decides to investigate. The painter exits the back door of the house. My friends, this way.
It is a machine. Wait, no, that was an unintentional pun. No, a machine.
Our
There's more than enough sheets, so
Well, you got a machine. What do we have a dashing?
I wish you were all Sheen. Then I would know how to be Sheen better.
You're already the best sheep.
Ow.
Maybe we should be
I will not stop
washing
making bad
ourselves.
puns.
I think we all need to give
Oh
the sheep.
no.
What do you think?
I agree.
These are just completely.
Oh.
Thank you. Travelers. The painter walks out back, and he has the same feeling tugging at the back of his mind. It's coming from this door. At this time, travelers, I would like to remind you that music is an important part of the tour, and if you haven't already, please kindly make sure that you have turned on world music. Once you have double-checked that you have world music turned on, please enter this room and open the box, then remain silent.
My ear holes already telling me that music.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Music is a mysterious thing. It can make one remember things long forgotten. Moments one may have wanted to forget or needed to remember. This music reminds the painter of a faraway scene. A woman from a distant image in his mind. The painter realizes he can't remember the woman's name. He can't even remember what she looks like. All he remembers is that she exists. And he must find her. My friends, as with tradition, I will thank you for sticking with the story as far as you have now. I promise you that the story gets more exciting from here. The painter leaves, and he heads back home. My friends, let us make our way back to the village. This way.
Yeehaw across the ravine again. I'm gonna throw hands.
Guess what we gotta do?
I missed the
Dadgummit!
screenshot by like a second.
Person!
Listening to one song.
Skippy, what are
You
you
got a
doing?
jet here?
Do you
You
know?
people are crazy!
We lost one.
Holy
We lost
crap! Oh, jeez.
You gotta get it.
There you go. Yeah, I got it. Well done.
Vomiting down to the dust. Great.
Let's have a little.
I remember a certain quote.
Dearest
My butt's going straight down or
Mouse,
something like that.
Diarmid,
Yeah, I also remember a quote like that.
would you mind grabbing those that went on too far ahead? 10,000 thank yous.
he did
Retrieval
too hard.
mission.
Sent her a little too hard there, bud.
Yep.
Bless you.
Bruh.
Muzzle top.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Bruh.
Bless you.
Oh my gosh!
Bless you.
Skill issue. Just dodge the sneeze.
Thank you. That was
Travelers, the story continues. For those of you that may be wondering about the effects of the story, a modest apology. This is a first tour, and we had no control over special effects, so please use your imagination about what is narrated. The story continues. The painter makes his way back down the mountain path, now carrying the pigments he needs for the portrait of the wedding. As he crosses the bridge, he grows close. He makes it closer to the village, and then he sees something over the hill. A red glow. There are orange, yellow, embers, flames. What's going on? Something's wrong. The painter breaks into a sprint. My friends, let's make haste. This way.
That was a fantastic
We're
run,
really
Walker.
just setting everything on fire. What the heck?
Come on, you got.
Are you sure it's not? It's a natural
Alright,
part
people,
of
you know
a
what
lot
to
of
do.
planets.
Get on those rooftops.
Eh,
Let's go,
don't
go,
worry, it's just
go.
a normal day in Detroit.
Can't climb a dadgum fence.
Everything's on fire. Just ignore the music.
Don't worry, it's just an average day in Detroit.
There would be no music. Can't
Oh
do
no!
anything in Detroit.
No! It went too far. Oh, there.
Travelers, the story continues. The painter enters the village. Everything is on fire. It's dark, and all of the buildings are smoking. You can hear screams in the distance. Why? What? What's going on? He rushes to the center of the village near the well, and he looks up, and he sees them. Steel figures floating in the night sky, long rifles drawn, machines. There's a bit of flame flickering from their wings. Mechs, many of them. They're hovering over the village. Why? What's going on? Why would this village be under attack? The painter doesn't have time to think. He then sprints off. He scrambles to save his friends, his loved ones. He goes from house to house in the night, gathering those he can find and pushing them to safety. It's chaos. The mechs from above, they're firing. Their bullets collide with the wooden houses, and there are explosions everywhere. The painter doesn't have time to think about it. He rescues who he can. The painter feels something warm. A shot rings out next to his left side, and it breaks the ground in front of him, erupting in a bright red explosion, launching him back. The painter flies into a stone wall behind him. There he lays, and he looks up into the night sky, and he sees it. A dark mech. Its wings spread. Its eyes yellow. It flies past. The painter blacks out. My friends, this way.
Don't worry, it's just a night. Someone was just
That's a
wanting
good-
to overkill with the barbecue.
It's just a flesh wound.
Look at this though, we have so many options over here. We have the forest, the forest, the forest, the forest, or perhaps if
Can't
you're
just keep
feeling
pointing to each individual tree and saying it's an entire forest.
You're missing the forest for the trees, man.
The painter wakes up. He sits up and looks around. The ground around him is singed. He stands and turns, looking toward the countryside. There he sees his village. Gone. Nothing but a smoking pile of rubble. The painter is in shock, unsure what to do. He turns his head and he looks over the mountainside, the range. There, beyond, he sees the great desert. The painter begins to walk. My friends, the painter does not know where he's going, but he walks. This way.
Alright guys, I think the painter's
I love me a good stroll.
today. I think to feel a little special today, he's gonna pick the forest.
Jesus. Just fun nail.
Oh, he's so cute.
My friends, the painter ventures into the great desert. But the painter is not a fool. He knows traveling in the great desert without supplies is suicide. He may not know where he's going, but he knows how to be prepared. And thus, my friends, your next quest. For the quest details, please enter the desert trade city of Dazil.
He wasn't joking when he said Brazil, or
Oh,
Almost Brazil.
there's sand
Gather
everywhere.
around, travelers. I've got to speed things up, don't I? I will be sure to do so.
Oh?
My friends, there is a glitch that causes some travelers to fall out of the world when you click on Dazil. My fellow tour guides are helping those. Ah, Trajan.
from Brazil to Brazil.
Did anybody fall through the world to Brazil, Trajan?
Just one. He's here now. We had a nice trip.
Ah, nice, yes.
No worries. The world's known to do this.
Travelers, listen carefully. Welcome to the desert trade city of Dazil. Here, the painter must gather supplies he needs to venture into the great desert. Why? He doesn't know yet. But We need those supplies, and thus begins your next quest. Travelers, listen carefully. I will be waiting for you over there, by the sand buggy. Once you have finished the quest, come gather around me at the sand buggy. Your quest is as follows. Look, explore through the city of Dazil and find the following items. Number 1, a shotgun. Number 2, a red toolbox. Number 3, a spare tire. The spare tire must be lone. It must be by itself alone, not with other tires. Number 4, a bar with many bottles of things to drink. And finally, number 5, a water treatment plant. My friends, you have 5 minutes to complete this quest. Good luck!
Man, I can't believe we're about to take
I
a
want
full
to
water
find-
treatment plant.
I was missing something last time. Oh shoot.
Go, go.
Hello there.
The other shotgun.
Cacti. Where's the cacti?
Two.
Wait, can I grab it?
This room is pretty cool.
We should over there. Can you? We should. Here, we can. What? Oh, yeah.
We can do it. We can do it.
Where'd everyone go? Yeah, that's the water treatment.
I mean, this cactus.
Oh, there's a cactus.
And these are
is
in
a
fact
cactus.
cactuses. They are cacti.
That's good. As long as you had some degree of fun.
Yes,
That makes it a little bit better for me.
You know what? Hold on, let me get my small avatar for a second. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm commandeering this vehicle. This is mine now.
I'm commandeering these notes.
Oh.
Gordian Gaming. What if I told you that this vehicle was always yours? It was just this timeline waiting for you to inhabit it.
Finally, I can run overthrow King's Bank or something, I don't know.
That sounds like very selfish thinking.
I mean, I think it's a valid excuse to get a vehicle like this. I mean, come on, don't you run over your best friend's bank?
No.
Damn.
Can't say I do.
Travelers, time is about to expire. We will now round up those who are remaining within the town. By the way, minstrels, you are absolutely wonderful, in case you didn't know that you're wonderful. Now that you know you're wonderful, please continue to be wonderful. You wonderful minstrels.
Let's go!
Honestly, I think everyone here is wonderful.
Child, no! What?
The Lost Traveler. I hope you're having a good time.
I'm loving this.
That means a lot. I'll continue to do my best for you and everyone. Travelers, gather around. The story continues. The painter gathers the supplies he needs. He uses what money he has to rent a sand buggy, and alone, he heads out into the great desert. Before he leaves the gates, one of the guards calls to him and says, "What's your destination and your fuel level?" The painter looks at him. This question he does ask himself, but all he does is nod, and he heads out into the great desert. My friends, this way.
I was gonna say, that's really cute use of the umbrella, Debbie. Goodness.
What was that noise?
I hiccup, sorry.
Don't worry
That
about it.
sounded like a notification sound. Like that was.
Make it a notification sound and share it with travelers.
Didn't it sound like Skype notification sound? Just sound like a drop.
Yeah.
Do you think if we switch this way, they would make us...
Travelers, at this time, I will ask you, did all of you find all the items necessary? The red toolbox, the water treatment plant, the shotgun, the lone spare tire? And the bottles of water, yes. or technically, the bottles that we could use. Well done, travelers. Thanks to you, the painter is well prepared, and he heads off into the desert in the sand buggy. He goes over hills for a long time, up and down, up and down. The air rushes past him as he stands out of the cockpit and looks ahead. Soon, the evening comes and the night air grows cold.
Bring it back. Do not click that.
In the distance, the painter can see lights. The painter wonders that if this is a symbol of hope, that this is where he needs to go. And then the thought hits him. Where is the painter going? Why is he in the great desert? Why did he rent a sand buggy? He doesn't know. He just did it. He's on this path, and he's going. But where? Before the painter can think, he sees the image in the distance. This vessel, a sand cruiser, its spotlight shining bright into the sky. What kind of vessel would have this bright of lights? And then he realizes something that he completely forgot. The region, the continent the painter lives on is at war. The great desert kingdom of Bledavik has been at war with the northern steampunk empire of Kislev for years. This may be a military vessel, and so the painter quickly turns off the engine, turns off his lights, goes beneath the deck, and closes the hatch. But it's too late. They already spotted him. The ground shakes, and he can feel the ship draw near. He can hear soldiers surrounding the sand buggy, yelling for someone to exit. And so the painter does. He exits the sand buggy and is under arrest. My friends, travelers, I have bad news. The painter has been taken prisoner by the country of Ava. And he is now thrown into a prison cell on an Ava sand cruiser. Everyone, do not leave the first room. I repeat, do not click the door. Do not click the door and leave the first room. And enter the Ava sand cruiser. This way.
Where I accidentally went.
Diggity, let's see how much we're...
Oh.
E.
Hello. E.
Prison time.
E.
We're in the slammer.
E. E.
Yep.
E.
E.
F.
E.
F.
Heresy. Heresy.
A.
E.
Kill him.
E.
You know, everyone's a prisoner to some heresy.
Who said that?
Kill him.
E.
What is the D?
Right, well we've got the fire
Your
here.
attention, please. The story continues.
What you sent earlier. I just now saw it.
The painter is thrown into a cell. He is alone. Outside the wall porthole, he can see a dark desert. The painter begins to think about where he is going, why he left, about what happened. He begins to think about who he is. The painter realizes something. He can't remember his own name. Who is he? When did he come to the village? Why doesn't he know the answer to these questions? Travelers, I have a question for you. A spoken trial. Perhaps that will help this narrative. Listen carefully. Does complete mutual understanding exist? No. And if it does exist, how do you define it?
Like utter and complete mutual understanding.
If you wish to answer this spoken trial, stand between the beds and I will call on you.
Maybe free old Captain Waffles while you're at it.
Brave Diarmid. Realize what you do. You may speak.
Complete mutual understanding does exist.
Can you see him?
And it's defined by internal harmony. The harmony between different aspects of yourself.
I see. You believe that a mutual understanding internally is possible. But a follow-up question for you, Diarmid. What aspects of the self must understand each other, and why would they not understand each other?
Could you repeat the question?
Of course. What aspects of the self would not understand each other, and why would they not understand each other?
Well, if, for example, the two wolves inside of you, I guess, would be the best way to describe that. A negative part of yourself that's angry at something, and a positive side of yourself that is more joyful. Those two parts can become split and not understand each other, but becoming whole involves, I suppose, the recombining of these aspects.
Your answer is wholesome. It is beautiful. The recombining of aspects that once misunderstood each other of a single self. Yes, this is something that surely would provide change, positive change to an individual. Is it possible? I would think so. Thank you, Diarmid, for your answer. We have time for a few more. Travelers, does complete mutual understanding exist? And if it does, how do you define it? Who will answer?
Don't be shy.
Hello there, friend. May I kindly and politely ask?
Sorry.
How may I pronounce your name?
Tusi.
Tusi, the floor is yours.
Yes. there is complete mutual understanding, and that's the understanding to not play bumper cars on the streets.
What?
There is
Sound
a
advice.
complete mutual understanding to not play bumper cars on the street.
Yes.
But my follow-up question to you, 2C. What if there are those that need to play bumper cars on the street? It is not a simple incarnate want for them, not a desire, not a nefarious meaning for their physical needs. No, this is an infatuation. It is something that they want to do simply for the pleasure of it. 2C, what would you say to them?
Booze cruisers?
They have to pay the ultimate price.
Fine of 135 euros.
The ultimate price. 2C, everyone here would surely love for me to ask you, what is the ultimate price? But I will not ask you this question, 2C. Instead, I will ask you a different question. For those that paid the ultimate price in this scenario, who
That'll
are
depend who you
they
talk to.
afterwards?
They could either be a better version of themselves or a complete husk.
You deal in absolutes. A better version of yourself or a complete husk. It's worse than death. These are the terms of your conversation. And it is quite interesting. Thank you, 2C. Thank you. We have time for one or two more. Travelers, does complete mutual understanding exist? And if it does, how do you define it?
That's scary.
Yes. Normally odd. The floor is yours.
I think that completely true understanding, mutual understanding, can exist, but it's extremely rare and it depends on the people, the persons, and of course the timing. But either way, it is temporary.
It depends on the person, the timing, and what was the third factor you mentioned?
The person, the timing.
The person. The person. It is temporary. So, it exists, but it is temporary. I see. Could you give an example of a perfect scenario where the ideal person, the ideal time, the ideal setting exist for complete mutual understanding to occur?
Well, say there are two villages. One has a supply of sheep, the other a greater supply of wood and lumber. They could come to a complete and utter understanding of trades, one needing wool to stay warm during winter, and the other needing the lumber to add on to the warmth, so thus they treat each other in mutual understanding, akin to a symbiotic relationship, granting other, more necessary needs of survival.
I wonder what the difference between a symbiotic relationship and a complete mutual understanding is. I think that the feelings and the relationships and the energy exchanges are very similar, but I'm sure there's some sort of key difference. I don't know this key difference myself, but I would be interested with talking with you further to identify what this key difference is. Thank you for this normally odd.
You're welcome.
All right. Trajan, do we have time for one more, or shall we continue?
One more single set of exchanges.
Very well. Shinji, the floor is yours.
Mesk.
Okay, so what you mean by a mutual understanding, right? Do you just mean in general, or can it also be between two individuals as well?
That is up to you, and I encourage you to reference the first word, complete.
Oh, okay then. Then if that's the case, then it's just like a big
Fun.
a big way to achieve mutual understanding is definitely through pay, in a way. Because it's just that, like, if in the case of two individuals, right? Let's say like individual A doesn't like individual B, right? Because of like whatever the reason, right? But individual B doesn't like individual A, right? Because of whatever the fuck the reason too. Like, and they can have their, like their own little squabble, beef, whatever the fuck, right? But if both individuals were to basically be put in a situation, right, to where they are both kind of forced to experience right the same pain, that they both feel, it is definitely possible, right, for them to basically come to a complete mutual understanding, right? Because like they both now know what it's like to be in the other individual shoes. So it's just like, yeah.
I think that you are onto something. To be in the other person's shoes, to have your state completely embodied by another person's, a save state, if you will, occupied by a different soul. I think that is something that is needed. It is something that needs to be done in some sort of way. But how would this be balanced with physicality? How would it be balanced with mortality and perhaps karma for those that deserve to peer into the mortal window of another, and those that do not deserve to, but perhaps need to? How do you manage this series of exchanges of perception, karma, weight, and
It's through like it's
wholesomeness, perhaps?
I mean,
my friend,
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Your answer is actually very interesting, and I thank you. But the story must continue. Travelers, listen carefully. The painter sits for a long while, thinking about his actions, his life, his morality, his mortality. All of the questions I've said before fill his mind. And then, just as he is about to admit that he is truly lost, the room shakes and the door bursts into flames and flies open. My friends, what's going on? The painter looks out the window and he sees fires on the sands. He feels the ship shake again and he falls. He stands back up and he sees the door now open. The ship is under attack. My friends, listen carefully. The Ava Sand cruiser that has imprisoned the painter is under attack and is now sinking beneath the sand. And the painter has a limited time to escape and find the exit. My friends, exit this door and find the exit. This is your next quest. Good luck.
Okay.
Run, 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 go down hills! Oh, wait, what?
Hmm.
Are we outside or is this
There it is.
Still within the thing. Come on, we gotta go.
Run, bro, run, bro.
Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall.
Dude.
Don't fall. Jump.
He does not need those plants full of pigments. He
Oh,
actually
you're
just
joking.
uses
You're editing
I did not notice that last time. That's...
Looks like somebody never played a platformer.
Oh, Nelu! Hold on!
I should probably reset myself before trying to platform.
How do I get back up?
Oh, well. I will cheat.
My friends, jump over the middle structure to get back to the other side.
Or I can cheat.
This way.
I did not notice that last time.
Why does it call to him the painter does not have time to think? And the painter jumps. My friends, jump to the dark mech.
Well, have fun going down up. So.
Is this an exit or suicide? What the?
Let's go.
Daintiest fall I've ever had.
I just wanted to say I appreciate it. I appreciate a good Settlers of Catan reference.
You're welcome.
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
I said I'm sad because I remember the
Mailbox.
actual answer to
But
the
either way,
phone
it'll be
after I gave my
temporary.
Who just said that?
Oh, it's okay. It was fun. I liked it.
It was you. You
Fun is
I just said
perfectly right.
mailbox.
Fun is being right.
I know
being wrong.
the timing for it was perfect. I heard mailbox like that, like perfect stereo.
I'm everywhere.
Because
Mail.
I had fun shoving Lizzie off of the crane.
Well, since 20, so that's like about 3 years. Or 2 years.
I just love the happy cheery music,
Travelers,
like literally just jump
gather
for our
round.
lives.
The story is about to continue. We're waiting for a few others to exit the sand ship.
It's a goal!
The story continues. The painter breaks his way through the sand ship. There are guards panicking and running through the halls, and there are fires here and there. But he makes his way to the top, and there he sees it, the dark mech, the same winged creature that flew across the village. The painter looks at the deathly machine, and he sees the chest plate, the cockpit, open. The painter goes inside, and he doesn't know why, but he is able to pilot the machine, and he sprints away from the wreckage.
Fly, man, fly!
The painter watches as the Ava sand cruiser slowly sinks beneath the sand. He looks off into the distance. I'm still alive, and I must continue. Not knowing where he's going, and at the back of his mind, the question is scratching who he is. He doesn't know. And so he continues. My friends, the painter eventually makes it to the desert kingdom of Bloodvik. My friends, follow me to the desert kingdom. Please enter and wait for me inside for your next quest.
Woohoo!
Oh boy, desert time. We didn't get attacked this time, so that's a plus. This is the kingdom, right? If I recall right.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
Does it even have enough water to mix it with the stuff? There's always enough get soup somewhere. It's the dry soup.
Travelers, gather around. The story continues. The painter flies the dark mech across the desert. He arrives at the desert kingdom of Bloodvik. He parks the dark mech outside, carefully hidden from view behind a hill, and enters the city. Upon entering, he sees a bustling crowd down the center street of the market. People busy buying and selling, covered in robes. This place is alive. This place is full of hope. Yes. Surely, here the painter can find answers to what he's supposed to do next. The painter makes his way down. He talks to the people, and he spends a little money what he has for food. He learns a few things. He learns that this is the capital of the country of Ava. This is a city called Bloodvik, the Desert Kingdom. This city is led by a king, and the king rules the country. He hears rumors that the king has died. but people seem uncomfortable to talk about it. He learns that this country of Ava is at war with the northern steampunk empire of Kislev. There's a city there in Kislev called Nortun, but that's all he's heard so far. Soon the painter takes a rest down an alleyway between the buildings, and he is approached by two young men. These men identify themselves to the painter as the ones who attacked the sand cruiser. The sand cruiser that he was taken prisoner on. The painter stands up and raises his hands, ready for a fight. But these two young men tell him to calm down. They are not here for a fight. No, they are here for help. You see, they explain to him that they are in fact the Prince Brothers of the Kingdom of Ava, the Castle Bloodivik. They wish to ask the painter's help. My friends, to continue the story, you must complete a quest. Listen carefully. Travelers, I will be waiting for you at the back of this city. You must go to the end of this section and past the end of the next section to the very back to find me. There I will be waiting for you. Your quest is as follows. You must find the weapon shop. Number 2, you must find the metal walls of the machine shop. Number 3, you must find the aquarium. Number 4, you must find the small toy mech on display. Number 5, you must find the hotel secret window exit. I'll repeat these for you, travelers. Again, I will be waiting for you at the back of the city. You must find the following: the aquarium, the metal walls of the machine shop, the weapon shop, the hotel secret exit, and the small toy mech on display. But before you depart, there is one rule. This world is broken. And my fellow tour guide, Trajim, will be standing in front of one of the broken doors. This door leads to the armor shop. Look at Trajim here, with the red-colored fiery hypercube. If you see Trajim standing in front of that door, please do not enter. If you click that door, it will cause everyone in the entire world to despawn and return to this world spawn room. Apologies, travelers, for this inconvenience. This world is broken. If you see Trajim, do not enter the door next to him. One more time. The aquarium, the metal walls of the machine shop, the small toy mech on display, the weapon shop, and what was the other one? Ah, yes, the hotel secret exit. Yes, the hotel secret exit. Travelers, you have an entire 10 minutes to complete this quest. Good luck.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna follow each
Weapon shop.
Machine shop. Toy. Mech.
I robbed this store last time.
I think we came in the secret exit of the hotel building.
Huh.
Oh, not the weapon shop. Okay, gotcha.
I hope,
I don't know. I went in through the side and came out there.
So that's aquarium check. Machine shop? No, it's looks like a random fortune teller place.
Congratulations, we have a one-way door.
This is massive. Is this the hotel, perhaps?
Oh. Well, that was a secret exit right there. I just got yeeted.
I love this gun.
Toy mech on display. Hold on a second.
So where's the window exit actually?
Need to find a machine shop and the toy mech toy.
Just really thinking to buy a metal shop.
I don't think a toy's a display either. Anyone see any toys?
That's pretty fun. Does it only work when you're jumping, I wonder?
Where would the machine shop even be?
No, it just launches you. Okay. Oh, this launches you too.
Yep, there's a toy robot.
Okay. Glad you're good.
Huh.
How do you balance two states of someone across time? This is extremely important. How does one persist? How does one state persist to the other? Is it an element of understanding? Is it an element of change? Is it an element of virtue? Is it a combination of the three?
Spending the last
Is it weakness?
5 minutes tried not knowing that everything wasn't in one area.
But I'm guessing it's going to be very relevant. Probably in the painter too.
Actually, you're right, but it's not too spoilerly,
You can make it up the stairs? Amazing.
spoilerly as you would imagine, because I really want to know the answer. Two states of a person that exist on multiple points of a timeline. How do you make them understand each other? This has nothing to do with the Painter one.
And talked to my past self, what would I say to him? I'd say he's a bitch.
Make them kiss.
I am not at all chasing your tail.
But I'm still trying to understand exactly what you mean. Two states, same person, different timelines, perhaps, same challenge. How would they react differently? Is that the question?
It's so pink.
And it's perhaps a question
I
of
can't see it.
It's big, scary.
how can one be sure to react to the same situation, regardless of their state across timelines?
My existence is pink.
Well, I'd say the situation would have to be
And your frame rate is
something
also
so
gone.
like so deeply linked
What?
to that person inherently.
Your
that
frame rate belongs to
no
Smiles now.
matter of change across time will
Shucks.
change how they react to it.
The love of a person.
The truth is, I do not know the answer.
What was the question?
It's a very easily
Are they still talking about the complete mutual understanding?
Is it gonna be on the test?
Okay, maybe
Stop T-posing. It's rude. There you go.
I was recalibrating.
Oh, look, here come very two handsome tour guides. There they are.
Where? Where?
Excuse me.
Well,
Double
I'll be
in.
Oh, there.
Travelers, gather around. Your attention, please. The story continues. The painter makes his way to the back of the city. And there he's greeted by the two young men who claim to be princes. Who claim to be princes of the great desert. They speak with him further, and they reveal everything that's going on. They tell the painter that they are, in fact, the princes of the late king. The king of Bledavik passed away. His death is of unknown circumstance. Upon his passing, a corrupt military leader, an admiral, the admiral in the army, took over Once the king passed, the two desert princes were too young to protest. And thus the kingdom transformed into an aggressive state. It began attacking neighboring regions, neighboring villages. The two desert princes, of course, were against this. They wanted to stop the admiral, to bring the people back to the ideology of their father, the late king of the great desert. But the admiral convinced the kingdom otherwise. So, the two princes ask the painter for his help. They have been exiled, and with a band of loyalists, they now exist as sand pirates on a ship called the Yggdrasil that scours the great desert for supplies, attacking military vessels. They ask the painter to help them take back the throne, reclaim the kingdom. They have witnessed the power of the dark mech. The painter hesitates. He says, "Why do you know the power of the dark mech? All I did was fly it." And they explained that they saw the dark mech destroy an entire region behind the mountain range. The painter doesn't understand. He claims that he knows nothing about that, but the princes are excited, enthusiastic. And because the mech responds to him, they feel that he just needs to learn how to use it. That's the answer. And so they formulate a plan. The painter reluctantly agrees. He realizes he doesn't know where he's going or who he is. He has no purpose. And the purpose here is quite clear. It is honorable, and it is something he feels is right. He looks at the desert princes and feels they are telling the truth. And so he decides to trust them. He becomes friends with the two princes, and together they storm Bloodvik Castle. My friends.
Oh no.
The story will continue. Please follow me this way.
We are legally allowed to talk.
Hey, either.
Let's move on.
Either.
What?
We're storming the palace
Hey,
now.
just wanted to let you know I got a dip. I have to shower.
Everyone move to the polish. We need to polish our nails. To the polish, everyone. We're going to be pretty girls now.
I sent you a name sheet related to your question. I hope it's useful.
This music kind of reminds me of Maple Story.
Travelers, gather around. The story continues. The painter, together with the princes, storm the castle. Everything is a blur. The painter has memories that they make their way through the halls, through the internal chambers, and to the throne room. But there is when the painter's vision stops, and he feels everything goes black. My friends, the painter opens his eyes and he finds himself miles and miles away from Bledavik Castle, lying in the sand of the great desert. He commands the dark mech to sit up, and he looks, and he sees the desert kingdom in flames, smoke coming from the castle. It is clear Bledavik Castle has been destroyed. What happened? What happened? Why can't he remember? He had friends again. The princes. There's no record of communication in the mech's logs. There's nothing. He can't remember anything. He made his way to the throne room, and then what? My friends, the painter again wanders into the desert aimlessly. He looks ahead and sees the end of a mountain range, an ocean in the distance. He keeps walking. He flies, eventually, and the dark mech takes to the sky. And in the distance, he sees the holy city. My friends, our next destination is the holy city of Nissan. This way.
Nissan, baby!
Okay, so this is new.
Liam Neeson.
Man, I can't believe he just burned an entire city.
Nissan.
It'll be fine.
Oh, if the mech doesn't have logs of it being used, then that kind of beats out the theory that he has a second person in him.
Yeah, I just got Nissan.
My friends, the painter makes his way across the mountain range, over a water-filled valley spreading into the ocean, and there he finds a place hidden between great green hills, white stone, and the ocean surrounding. This place is beautiful, and it rings home in his ears. The painter feels drawn to it, and he eagerly enters. My friends, welcome to the holy city of Nissan. This way, travelers.
Is it?
Travelers, gather around. Wait for everyone to arrive.
Imagine a big, beautiful
Travelers,
spaceships.
welcome to the holy city of Nissan. The painter parks the dark mech outside behind a hill, and he enters the city. He walks through the path of the entrance, and he raises his hand and he brushes it against the rough stone wall. He can feel the moss, the green leaves of the plants that drip down over the border of every place here. The smell is clean. The light is cleansing. And the buildings are only lightly reflective. And the cobblestone floor seems to pull him forward, pull every doubt, every sin from him away. This place is beautiful. My friends, I have a quest for you. Listen carefully. To continue the story, you must complete this objective. My friends, walk through the streets of Nissan and together decide on a place that you feel is the most scenic, the most beautiful, the most memorable. Once all of you have decided as a group, then pose together for a group photo. Once you have taken your photo and you are satisfied, please come find me to continue the story. I will be waiting for you down the street at the back exit. That is your wholesome quest, travelers. Good luck.
I wanna take a picture with the Lord.
See, I think we all know there is only one properly scenic place.
It
Come.
has to be next to. It has to be next to Trajan this time. Yeah, it has. Yes, it has to. He has no choice.
Wedding spot sounds nice.
We're gonna photobomb. Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna photobomb Trajan. We're
Which
going
one was
together around
Trajan?
Trajan and... What do you mean which one's Trajan? All of them are right over by the
I think that's the most.
There's a house.
Where is it? It seems we're a little split.
I guess. Looks like, I think, are we all gathering here? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I did. What'd you say? I literally just saw you look at me. I didn't hear anything.
I'll make it an 8K photo.
Okay, alright. Right.
Whatever now.
Run off. I think everyone's... Don't you just... Oh my god, this... Today has been... Are you whatevering me? You just
Yes.
whatevered me.
Yes, because you're gonna say something.
Something, complete neutral understanding, something.
Every time we fail to photobomb Trajan, he just gets more ammunition.
I think right next to Sheen, right here where he is the most scenic spot. What do you all think?
Yeah. I think Jean, Trajan, everyone.
It's the most beautiful part of this world and this tour are those presents.
He's the most photogenic.
Yes.
He's the most photogenic location.
Yes.
Takes it with him.
Yeah, that's
it's
the
actually a good
most
one,
the
so-
most beautiful part of this world.
Right,
At least
come
everyone
on.
is visible instead.
Yeah.
Yes. So right here. Get the door guys in the back. So face that way. Back here. Hi,
I
Captain
don't see no
Waffles.
camera. Oh, it's Waffles.
See, there you go. Alright, and Exeter. Sorry,
Hi,
wait, is
I'm
that
setting up my camera.
Okay.
Sorry, is that supposed
Remember
to
to
be
show
like
all avatars.
Exeter, what's it? That fucking county. Is it even a county?
What?
Are you British?
Not
There we go,
everything's
we got
about
it.
the British.
Imagine being British. Look, I will judge everyone for being British. I am the only person allowed to be British here.
Alright.
British bitch.
Your face is a British bitch.
Oh, weird Indian.
Alright.
Fucking cameras in the sky look like a constellation or some shit.
Cameras
Look at the
flying
constellation
in
Uranus.
the skies like shooting stars. I could really do with a wish right now. Wish right now. Wish right now.
Now look, it's Uranus.
Today's sponsor, Wish.com.
Oh my god, no.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Did I have to fill someone up with bullets?
I think if... What the hell is happening in my ears?
You're hearing things.
What the
That's
heck?
I had every reason to.
Good. Are you done?
I'm starting the 5-second timer.
This right now. I'm gonna go
I
win
know,
people
it's
then.
terrible.
Oh, brother.
Perfect.
Sorry, was something please.
I did
Oh,
it,
you know
Jin.
what?
I got
I'm
the
gonna be
picture.
Dave.
Although I do think that next time we should take it on the stairs. The stairs is actually quite a nice place.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's too
I'm gonna
late,
play
we made a
Xenogears and
decision.
come back.
Well, okay, we made the decision last week. We really want to fight a bomb trade gem. And and I guess even Rendizo, ugh.
Damn, what's Rendizo
There's nothing
do?
wrong with Rendizo. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what Rendizo do, huh?
I'm kidding.
I believe our tour guide is the most beautiful part of this world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Raise the cube. Raise the cube.
Okay, I think we're done. Are the pictures all taken?
Taking a few pictures, yeah.
Oh my god.
Satisfied.
So in that case,
Is the most beautiful part of the friends we have, or the friendship?
Into the VRT Discord, there's a channel named The Prince. You're gonna have to scroll down to find it. That is where you upload it.
The painter.
Not the painter.
The painter. The painter.
He's mixed up.
It is going into the painter.
No. You said the prince. That's where I'm going.
Your channel, The Painter.
You definitely got your peepees mixed up. God.
Hold on.
Travelers, your attention please.
I love
The story will continue.
Oh, he's talking.
The painter learns that this city was founded and led by an individual. That person goes by the name Mother Sophia. The painter feels a strange sensation upon this name, and he inquires more about them. He learns from the locals, after speaking with people around the town, that Mother Sophia was the founder of this church, and they encouraged people to, instead of praying to God, to pray to your innermost thoughts and feelings. The person telling the painter this says that this is quite possibly a contradiction of the church teachings, but not necessarily. The people found comfort in Mother Sophia's words, especially in times of war. The painter thinks about this for a while. Pray to your innermost thoughts and feelings. When he hears this, something clicks. Something connects. The painter knows. He remembers. Finally, he remembers. Yes. My friends. The painter races toward the cathedral. This way.
Oh, I remember I got this.
Wait here. Wait here, travelers. My friends, it is my honor to present to you the grand finale of the tour. This way.
Why were we sending a cathedral at the end?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, right, as I was saying before, I was originally gonna make this a single fire bolt shot, but then I just got the idea to be funny and make it a full auto. Well, because I knew
Father,
you would
Mother
totally hate if
Tricky
I did
Pops
that.
went to bed.
Did she?
Transformer.
Okay.
Yep,
Looks like
it
a hurdle.
does.
Was she tired or something?
Dipson.
If I just activate
Yeah.
the toggle,
Brother Dipson
Ah.
Here we go.
is around.
Yep.
I have a world privilege right again. So,
My
in a
friends,
few minutes.
gather around.
Thanks,
The story continues. The painter makes his way inside the cathedral, and before him he sees something that is burned into his memory. Two angels, one wing each, reaching for each other, opposite of a holy light. Travelers, I ask you a question. This statue of the angels behind me, what does it represent?
Want to keep my
Union,
silence.
peace.
I'd rather keep my silence.
Complete mutual understanding.
There you go.
two guys
Complete
one stick.
mutual understanding.
The one on the left is slightly lower.
I heard
chilling 5 feet
peace.
apart.
I heard union. I heard complete mutual understanding. What else? Anybody else?
Two angels chilling 5 feet apart.
It's important to know that like both of the sides are like slightly different. They're asymmetric, but they are still able to achieve union nonetheless.
Wait a minute. Exeter
Balance.
7856, please step forward. I did not hear you clearly. Apologies, my friend. Can you please repeat what you said?
I was taking notes about how both of the sides are asymmetric, and despite that, they're still able to seek union within each other. That is it.
The most interesting thing that you said, I feel, is that after the word union, you said within each other. May I kindly ask you, my friend, what do you mean by union within each other?
They are both like angels with one wing. Angels are supposed to have two wings. So the union within each other is that, once they achieve that, they can fly.
I see. Thank you. My friends, you are not wrong. You see, this sculpture, this piece of art, was created in the name of meaning that you have suggested. To signify helping one another, to complete one another, to sacrifice a part of oneself, to be raised higher for the sake of another body. Yes, this is the meaning of this sculpture. This is what the church would tell the people. Yes. This is correct. Well done. However, there is a deeper meaning to this sculpture. One known by the artist themselves and Mother Sophia. You see, to completely understand one another, to completely feel the fear of one you love, to feel the pull of those that need you, to completely feel guilt for those that are waiting for you, to completely know the difference that is needed of those you have failed. To mutually understand the destination of where you should be, of those that depend on you. To know where you are and when you are truly lost. This is the true meaning of the statue This is complete mutual understanding. My friends, this statue represents the struggle of those that are truly lost. I have one final surprise for you, travelers. One final surprise. I promise you, it is worth this journey, and I promise you, it is the ending that this story deserves. That you feel that it deserves. My friends, if you would be so kind to listen to me a little bit more.
Of course.
This way.
Ah, yes, I never knew the back rooms had so many stairs.
Uh-huh.
Don't go down the hole! And he's gone.
Death. He lost one.
Oh dear.
Right at the end.
SDK2, breathe me! I failed.
Skill issue! I had to, I'm sorry.
Did it.
Father, forgive me for I have fallen and I can't get up.
My friends, thank you for coming this far. It is now my honor to introduce to you someone that represents many things. That represents finality. A certainty. Yes. A certainty. There are few certainties in the fabric of my personal world and this world of the narrative domain. Certainties are not affected by observance because they are always there. And one of them is here in this room, travelers. One certainty. It is my honor to introduce to you Mother Sophia. Please, this way.
Man,
no,
Fiora
because
Vita
Mother
does look
Sophia.
real different after the universe reset again.
Sophia.
Mommy, Sophie.
No.
Yes.
We're not going to sexualize your picture.
Too late.
God dang it.
She's kinda gentle. It is really well done in all honesty.
Too bad though.
Yes, for it is unfinished.
Indeed.
My friends, this room, the painter enters. The beams of light are warm, and they shine on his shoulder as he walks across the red carpet. His feet sink into it slightly, and he turns and he looks at the wall. The white light is warm on his back, and he sees the portrait hung on the stone wall. Here, in this room, this time capsule, everything stopped. Everything was preserved. Here in this room, the painter met with the leader of a church, Mother Sophia, and he was commissioned to paint her portrait. And so he did. She sat here in this chair, and he stood there and captured her likeness. And time flowed between them as they grew together, and they realized that they were in love. There were feelings of familiarity that existed beyond their time. They had known each other before, they felt, but they couldn't explain it. Perhaps this was the first time they met, and the reflection of such feelings could be from mirrored timelines ahead. Regardless, the painter and Mother Sophia grew together. This room was their secret place, uninterrupted. It was a place that a commoner from the town below and a leader of the church could be themselves. And it was here that the only person in Sophia's life that knew who she truly was outside of the religious veil lived. This interaction was, as you can imagine, utterly beautiful, pure, and, of course, wholesome. The gods, seeing such a thing, wanted this to be the real way of the story. They wanted this to be how it ends. Yes, the gods wish for this room to become a time capsule. For this room to be a place that becomes the true story of the two. And so the gods intervened. You see, my friends, Mother Sophia and the painter were granted an eternal reoccurrence. They would forever reincarnate, so they would forever be together per the gods' wishes. But that was not without consequence, because when the painter from our story barges into this room, he finds the portrait hung on the wall, he finds the chair gone, he finds the paints gone, and the room quiet. The painter speaks to the people of the church, and he learns that Mother Sophia sacrificed herself hundreds of years ago in the Great War. is unsure what to make of this. He leaves the room. He dashes outside. He breaks past the church choir, past the church guards, and into this town of Nissan. And he finds it a different place than he remembers. He finds it a foreign place, a place that he knows nothing about. And it is at that moment, my friends, that we realize the painter we have been following throughout this story is the villain of this narrative. My friends, this is the end of the painter and the end of the story.
Clapping sound effects.
Yes. Sound of plastic.
Yeah. I can notice my hands because everyone's sleeping, but I'm gonna go like.
Holding himself together.
No.
No, but I cannot use my hands.
I got it. Oh, that sound.
Thank you, travelers.
Thank you.
It is well noted to me that I have told this story differently. Yes, some of you might be wondering about the explanation, how it did not go deeper. Yes, it should be noted that the painter of our story, he was forced to watch his own reincarnations be with the woman he could never have. You see, that was an important line that I forgot, and that's why this story is improv. The painter was forced to watch his own reincarnations be with the woman he was destined to never have, to never be with. Ah, yes, it's a good example, and it is why this tour is so interesting, because it's different every time. Sometimes I forget key lines, or I skip over parts or add new parts. Such is the nature of a tour that is 100% improv. Regardless, my friends, I have no regrets this time, and I thank you for staying with me to the end. Travelers, thank you. Thank you, this is the end.
No, thank you, Sheen.
Yeah, brother.
Cucked himself in the end, and now lives a life of just constantly being cucked by himself.
Are his incarnations, so it's like.
Yeah,
How does
kinda.
that
Just like
work?
Link and Zelda.
He's the reincarnation. Wizards did it.
So that just means he has something to look forward to when he dies, when he reincarnates, and like.
Yeah,
I'll
he
get her
basically has to kill himself
eventually.
just to be with the woman he likes. So he reincarnates and.
Is he in a time
Okay,
loop?
okay, but
Hey,
hear me
TSC.
out, right? This is
Okay.
technically just advanced
Travelers, your
NTR.
attention please. One final announcement.
Yeah?
This will be my last.
Jason wants to join.
Advanced NTR.
Yeah, I know. Dragon wants to join
In
too.
a few
So
minutes, I'll
suddenly
be
everyone wants to
opening a
join.
portal to the after party. The portal will be back to the rendezvous. And there, you all can talk with your friends about tonight's story. and about the inconsistencies or the breaks or the mysterious plot holes. There are many of them, but that's the point. The Painter is a strange story. It's disjointed, it's broken, and The Painter 2 magnificently plays off all of that. But it's very important that you understand that the Legacy Painter Tour is canon, and it has much relevance as the other Painter Tours in VRTravelers lore. If you have questions about what I'm talking about, please feel welcome to ask me. Do not feel shy about spoilers, because this topic is that I'm very passionate about. Also, at the after party, I'd like a moment to drop the voice and speak candidly about a few things that are not related to VRTravelers stories. If you'd be interested in talking with the voice actor behind Sheen, I encourage you to stick around, and I'll probably be in Trajum's library rather than the bar. But if you like the magic and you don't want to hear what my voice really sounds like, then please don't join, because it will certainly break the magic for you.
Nah.
Give us your magic word,
magic man.
You have a voice of an angel, regardless of which voice.
Give us your fanboy
That said, I
voice.
somewhat have
Hand
a
it
tattoo
over.
on my teeth, my words.
No, Melanie. You know what? Hold on, where's my bonking stick?
Well
Let me
then,
just,
travelers,
I got it.
I'll wait another 2
Get
or
back
3
here.
minutes, and then I'll open a portal to the after party. Until then, the floor is yours.
Oh my god.
It's my floor.
Save me, Great Panda. Save me.
What? Okay, sure. Okay, don't shoot me, I'm endangered. That's rude.
Joking you, I'm a villain, so...
Okay, if that's the case, then, there, bag. Okay, so
There's some sexual affection between you two for me, aren't you?
Here, Great Panda.
Say uncle. Say uncle. Hold on.
Ow.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
But
Jeez,
you.
head trauma.
Okay, alright. Say uncle.
I'll give you my cuddles now, okay?
Ah, my skull! Ah, I think it's fractured! Oh my god!
Alright, and this is what happens to supervillains who don't learn their lessons.
Man.
I know. Anyways, so...
Hello, boy.
I'm just... Panda, how are you so good at controlling this game with one Xbox 360 controller? So one controller, one Xbox...
Do that one more time. I dare you.
I don't know, sometimes you just do. You just do. You don't think about it, you adapt and overcome. Yeah, adapt and overcome.
Shin afterward?
Haha, you
Not
can't.
too much, though.
Okay, alright, no, never mind. I am a child. I am a child. I am a child.
And
What? You can't stop me, I'm endangered. That means I have diplomatic immunity.
You are in danger.
I still did stop me from shooting him. What did
Does it
stop
count?
me, though, was
Does it
getting
count?
crushed by
Does it
that
count?
backpack of his.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
What have I done?
What do you
I just wanted to hear. I just wanted to hear one man's fanboy voice.
Hey,
That's
Ether,
all.
you want to see what diplomatic community looks like to me?
Wait, don't tell me. What did you do?
No, I'm joking.
What did you do?
Okay, alright.
I don't know.
What did you do this time?
My
I don't know.
You did something.
There you go.
Okay.
Diplomacy.
Thank you, Dev. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Why are you crouching?
Sorry, what?
Guys,
No,
I
it
just
was
said
just me. Debbie didn't do shit. Unless you did.
You smell like
And you
biscuits.
did it,
Thank
then
you.
did it.
Thank you.
Look, what did he do? What did he do? I don't have your avatar, Nathan.
Run,
Oh,
run
right,
as
okay,
fast as you
okay.
can. You
I
look
see,
fine.
I
I'm the
see.
gingerbread man.
I really enjoy spending time with y'all.
Isn't it you can't catch me? I'm the gingerbread man.
The feeling is mutual.
I will eat you.
That's Vor.
Do you know the Muffin
Because
Man?
you're the
Alright,
gingerbread
travelers.
man. You're the gingerbread
I will
man.
open a portal back to the rendezvous now.
Quoted it.
If you'd like to speak to us, about anything, I will be in Trajan's library this time for a while.
Can I still get my reverse alcohol and the normal?
The square's gonna turn into a cute, beautiful enemy girl.
Unfortunately,
We